guys, it's Elise. For the last couple of months I've been keeping a little bit of a secret from you, and some of you have already guessed and some of you have already asked, but I've been baking something that's not sweet and it's not cupcakes. I've been baking a small person. So I'm a fair way along in my pregnancy now and I'm due in the first week of June. But I've just found out whether or not I'm going to have a little boy or a little girl, and I thought it would be a really fun way to share this information with you guys in the way of a tutorial. Today I'm going to be making these really sweet and really cute gender reveal piñata cookies. So basically we make the cookies, you fill them full of the correct coloured candy, and that's how you tell everybody whether or not you're having a boy or a girl. Hang around to the end of this video and you get to see if I'm having a little he or a little she. To make your piñata cookies, you'll need a rolling pin and a fondant roller. I've got some plain flour and I've got some of our sugar cookie dough, so I will link to our sugar cookie dough recipe in the description box below. I've also got some pink M&Ms and some blue M&Ms, so I'm using mini M&Ms and that's just my chosen candy today, but you can use any candy you like. I've got a little bit of corn flour. I'm using a baby bottle cutter, but once again you can use onesies, and these don't have to be for baby showers, they can be piñata cookies for any occasion. I've got a couple of piping tips. I'm really just using those as circle cutters today, so a small set of circle cutters will also do the job. Some fondant or some modelling chocolate in white and purple. I'm using a serrated edge knife and a regular knife. Some cookie icing. Now if you don't have cookie icing, you can also use some melted white chocolate here. I've got some lemon curd. You will need some sort of a preserve like jam or lemon curd or maybe even Nutella, just something to stick your fondant to your cookie. I've got a small, really sharp pointy knife, a paintbrush and a toothpick. I love these cookies as a party favour and they're so cute on dessert tables, so I made you guys these little gender reveal gift tags to go with it. If you do want to wrap yours like you can see mine down there, put a little bit of ribbon around it with a gift tag. I've also got a baking tray with a little piece of wax paper lining it. So let's get started. Sprinkle down a really generous amount of your flour, and this is going to be so that your cookie dough doesn't stick. Your cookie dough should still be quite cool. Put some flour on the top of the dough as well as on the back, and make sure that you keep it moving as you're rolling it out, and roll it out relatively nice and thin. There's a lot going on in these cookies. Take your cookie cutter, whatever shape you're using, and you just want to cut out. You're going to need 3 shapes for each of your piñata cookies. So you need a base and you need a front, and then you also need a center. Once you've got all of your shapes cut out, remove your excess and put it straight back in the fridge, and then take your really sharp knife, and in your center ones you're actually going to cut out the middle of them. So I'm cutting out like a little church window kind of a shape, and I'm leaving about 1 centimetre or 1/2 inch all the way around the edges so that we've still got something to attach to our piñata cookies. Take all of your pieces now and stick them onto your baking tray, onto your wax paper. You want to be really careful when you stick these little pieces on that they stay roughly in shape, so move them around with your fingers if you need to. These are going to cook really quickly, so pop them in the oven for about 7 or so minutes and make sure you check on them. When they come out of the oven, you can see that my center pieces have actually cooked a little bit faster than the rest, and they're not burnt, but they're certainly more well done. Take a little bit of your cookie icing or your melted white chocolate or royal icing and just apply 1 strip of it to the back. Pair up your other cookies so you've got roughly the same sort of shapes and sizes, and then you want to stick down your center cookie on top of your base cookie. So your best looking cookie should always be the top one. Take your candy now and you want to fill it, but you don't want to really go over past the line of that center cookie. So I like the mini M&Ms because they're kind of a nice flat candy, but they still give a really satisfying spill. I'm going to do 1 pink and 1 blue so that I don't give the game away too early. You want to put another strip of that cookie icing down just to act as a bit of a glue, or your white chocolate, and then just stick the lid on your little piñata cookies. To decorate your cookies now, you want to roll out a little bit of fondant or modelling chocolate, and it totally depends on your taste. Of course, you can also use cookie icing for this. I just prefer the taste and the ease of fondant. Take your jam or your lemon curd and give both of those top cookies a really nice coating so you've got something for your fondant to stick to. And then I'm just going to use my exact same cutter to cut out 2 nice little baby bottle shapes out of that fondant. That lemon curd is actually going to stick it down really nicely, so just lay your fondant over the top, and because this sugar cookie recipe doesn't allow for any stretch or any shrink, you will just need to use your fingers just to perfectly match up your edges of your fondant to your cookie. Once both of your cookies are covered, just use the back of your blunt knife or your butter knife to make a little indentation to separate, the teat from the bottle. Now you want to use the back of your knife again to make a long indentation down the center of the bottle, and this is going to be like our measurement markings for our baby bottle. And then using the front of your knife to give you a different texture,
you want to put like sort of 5 or 6 longer lines up the center and then go back in between and put 2 shorter lines in the middle. If you have a look at babies' bottles, they've got kind of major markings and then little minor markings. Because these are gender reveal, I rolled out some purple fondant, and this is where my circle cutters or my piping tips come in. I just rolled out a larger one and then turned the piping tip around so that I could get a smaller circle on the inside. And then you just want to cut just like a little chunk out of it, and we're just going to twist it to form a little question mark. Which will it be? Who knows? Open and see. I used the other little circle cutter just to cut out a little tiny dot for the bottom of the question mark, and then I just put a little bit of lemon curd on the back to attach that nice and neatly to the front of my gender reveal cookie. I tried to go with really neutral colours here, so I didn't use pink or blue in the fondant to decorate. I kind of used purples and greens and yellows and ones that wouldn't give the game away. So that completes your gorgeous little gender reveal piñata cookies. Now for the moment of truth.
So I hope you guys love that tutorial. I had such a good time making these piñata cookies, but you wouldn't believe it. I made them both the same so you guys wouldn't know which I was having, and now I can't remember which one is pink and which one is blue. So I had to make another one. Let's split it open and see what I'm having. Well, of course I already know, but now you guys know too. I'm having another little boy. So that's my exciting news, and what a cool way to be able to share it through 2 of my favourite things, cookies and candy. I hope you guys will take this surprise piñata cookie idea and use it for so many different occasions. As always, thanks very much for tuning in to My Cupcake Addiction.